actually are going to go to our next segment, which is the highlight of, well, I'm really excited for this segment. I think you know what it is.
I know what it is because my t-shirt arrived today with the collaboration with Monique.
I'm going to put it on later.
I'll let you put it on later for sure.
I'll let you introduce these ladies.
Okay, perfect. I was like, that's totally fine. I'm excited to introduce them. Well, if you haven't guessed already, we have the Monique Samuels, former Real Housewife of Potomac, who is going to be joining us. She's going to be leading an incredible panel called the Future Trends Panel. And on this panel, we have Dory Jackson, who is an entertainment journalist, LeeAnne Locken, former Real Housewife of Dallas, and Dani Schaeffer, influencer at City Girl Gone Mom. So I am so excited about this panel. I'm like, literally, this is 4 of my favorite probably, but all powerhouse women who will be on the screen. And we have Monique Samuels moderating it. And she runs her own business who we actually collaborated on for this event called Not for Lazy Moms. So we actually made a t-shirt with her, which I'm going to change into later. You are going to love it. I'm sure she is going to be here in a second. Hi, Dani.
Hi, do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Hi, Dory. Hi.
You guys hear me? Okay, good.
Okay, so we just need LeeAnne. There's LeeAnne. Oh, hi. Oh my God, I love your, is that a hair clip?
The little beagle. She's down there in the corner. She's like,
Awesome. Well, we just are waiting for Monique. I'm like, I'm sure she'll be here. I'm like, we're graced by her beautiful backdrop. I'm like, I don't know where this is in her house, but I definitely need to ask her because I love her brick wall that she's got going on. She also has her own company. I don't know, have you guys tried Monique Samuels essential oils? Anyone?
I haven't.
Not yet.
Oh my God. I'm like, I definitely need to try them. She has a booth actually in the expo. I'm a big fan of essential oils. So I'm like, look, gotta check them out. Monique, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. Wait, the 1 second I step away because my son is screaming, mommy, mommy. I did not know y'all were going to be on already.
It's fine. I was like, I wonder where this brick wall is in her house because I love it.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Well, I gave the grand introduction, so I will leave you to it to moderate this panel with these incredible ladies. You are going to have so much fun.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Megan. Welcome, everybody, to the Future Trends panel discussion. I'm so excited. I'm your moderator, Monique Samuels, founder of the Not for Lazy Moms community and Meal Eve Essentials, and former housewife of Potomac. Those are my credentials. And I'm excited because we have a panel of women who are bosses in their own right. And we're going to be talking about what does the future hold. So our guests today are in the high point of their careers. So we want to know some things that we're going to find out tonight. What are your rituals? What do you practice to be successful? How are you crafting your future, mentally and physically? And what things do you do to stand out from others in your field? So I'm going to introduce all of you, and then I'm going to ask all of you a general question, and then I have questions for each of you specifically. So we're going to start with Dani Schaeffer, mother of 4 and creator of City Girl Gone Mom. First of all, your Instagram page is amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Visually, it's amazing. I really enjoy it. City Girl Gone Mom seeks to entertain, educate, and inspire through laughs and parenting tips. Dory Jackson is here joining us, who is a digital journalist, has goals of becoming a broadcaster, which I love. She worked for brands such as Celeb Buzz, Press Pass LA, MTV, International Business Times, so many more, and currently works for People Magazine in New York City.
Yeah.
Yes, Dory. Yes. And finally, we have one of my famous friends, LeeAnne Locken, model, actress, former housewife of Dallas, where she was the breakout star and still is. She's written 13 books on inspiration and affirmations and is currently supporting nonprofits across the globe. I'm so happy to have all of y'all here. What's going on?
yay!
Yes. So I'm going to ask, and we can start with Dani and move on down. What are you currently working on? And how do you plan to distinguish yourself from others on social media and others that are in your field? So we'll start with Dani.
That's a loaded question.
Yes.
I mean, currently I'm trying to stay afloat. So what happened to me, Monique, is my little guy, boss baby Brody. He's 5 years old and he went completely viral for the whole 2020 year. He's a tiny dancer and he wears a dress and he's kind of like taken over my brand. And I have 4 children and he's the youngest of the 4. And trying to stay afloat, like doing my brand, which is big, because I have a column on the Today Show, and then I have my blog, which is 3 articles a week, and then my Instagram, and then my Twitter, and then there's Clubhouse. It never ends, it's platform, and then Brody comes along. He's like a hurricane, and now I have to keep up with him.
Wow.
And
following in mommy's footsteps.
It's hard. It's like I'm doing 60. I was telling my assistant today, I have to do 60 posts a month, because it's my handle and then it's his. So and to keep up with that is hard. And you feel that pressure of you want to post, you want to show what's new. Because I've been doing this for 10 years. And what was the question?
I was asking, how do you plan to distinguish yourself? You're already doing that. I mean, everything that you just said, and I love the fact that you're not only building your own platform, but look at how you're transitioning right into your children and their platform. I think that's amazing.
I never in a million years thought this could happen. You know what, Monique? Let me share very fast. But what happened was Oprah Winfrey posted the baby. And she said, this is the next big thing. And when Oprah says this is the next big thing, the phone doesn't stop ringing. We even did an interview with people. We did everything. It was great.
Incredible. And I went on your Instagram page and I saw where you were doing open calls and I saw the videos you were posting of him. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to find out about this.
Yes.
So that explains it all.
Yes. So he's taken off and he's got a team of 10 at William Morris. I mean, it's wild. This is some crazy stuff I'm dealing with. So I guess to answer your question, how to distinguish yourself and set yourself apart when it's such a saturated market, right? Yeah. I feel like just being true to yourself, care about your impact over impressions is everything for me. My kid wears a dress, so I'm trying to bridge the gap between kids and gender norms. And I'm breaking through because he just did a campaign with Barbie and he was wearing a dress. So there you go. So we're doing things that are impactful, that are a better reflection of the world around us instead of oh, look at me, I'm so gorgeous and pretty. That's not going to fly. People are going to read through that crap right away. And they're going to know if you're wearing someone else's narrative. So be yourself. That's how you're going to stand out. And that's why people are going to come back for more. Boom.
I love it. And you are literally the epitome of future trends. You're paving the way for your children. And then they're shining the light that you've been putting in them since they were born. So that's
ma'am.
Thank you. Yes. All right, Dory. So what are you currently working on? How are you distinguishing yourself? I want to hear it.
Yes. So I was most recently, before coming to People, I was at Speakly, and I decided to kind of just make this career pivot. I knew going into 2021, I was like, okay, I kind of want to do something a bit different, kind of go a little bit more toward my ultimate goal, which is to obviously be more in the broadcasting realm. And so I was being very careful about the jobs and the places that I was interviewing for and really taking my time to get to that point. And, when I finally got around to doing the interviews with People, it just really felt right. It felt like they had, my best interests at heart. And they even let me take off a little bit of time before I started my job. And this is day 2 of the job. So we're not very far in, but, getting my feet wet and, just putting out work, just general TV news reporting right now, and it's been good so far. I feel very comfortable there. I have no complaints. And in terms of distinguishing myself, I feel like because of the industry I'm in with journalism, a lot of the posts I was doing for a while were very oh, look at me at this event, look at this, look at what I'm doing. And it's kind of at one point got to me. I was like, okay, this is kind of, who cares? And so I kind of had to get back to my own self on my feed and just not care what everybody thought about me all the time. And I feel like that really resonated with a lot of people too. Like I had more fun with my posts being silly. Like I went to the Friends exhibit and put like the turkey from Friends over my head and just put out a picture of just that, just to be silly. And people gravitated toward it and they liked it. So I just felt like right now people just need fun, light things because the world is just so crazy. And that's just what's important right now.
Yes. I love it. It's all about substance.
Yes.
You know? It's incredible. I love it. LeeAnne, what are you working on currently right now? How have you been distinguishing your beautiful self? You're always with the beautiful pictures. And I love that you support so many nonprofits. Like that to me is just incredible. So go ahead and let's hear what you have to say.
I was so one of the most biggest positives from stepping from the show was having the time to get back, being able to help people in my community and really being present, being a part of what's happening and filling a need and helping people find what they need to even just maintain a base of life, you know?
Yeah.
We've got so much in Dallas. We've got so much going on. And I'm happy to be back to be a part of all of that. My phone is blowing up as I'm sitting here. I'm working with some people. We're doing a bunch of travel influencing, and so I'll be doing a few more trips. And they're looking at the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, and just finding the dates. And I'm really loving life. I've got a couple of projects on the front for a jewelry collaboration, and I will tell you what I think keeps all of us different in the sea filled with influencers and journalists and everything, because I feel like I've done both of those jobs, is authenticity, and I think it's the one thing you can't Facetune. It's the one thing you can't Photoshop, you can't buy it, and you can't sell it. Authentic people are attractive. Yes. And no one can take that away from you. And you know that, Miss Binder.
Look, I can totally understand where you're coming from because I quit a few months ago and I have just been living life, enjoying, and you don't even realize how much stress it puts on you.
You were under.
Yes, absolutely.
It really
is. Yes. I can't see you, LeeAnne. Your camera has gone out. But
it has?
So.
Oh, wait.
Yes. Yeah.
Where do I click?
But we can hear you. But I'm going to go ahead to the question I have for Dani. So I wanted to know, what advice can you give the viewers who are here today in regards to staying upbeat and motivated despite any setbacks or even curveballs that, life may throw your way? Like you were explaining before that your son has become a sensation to the world. He's always been one to you, but the world can now see him. And it's kind of throwing you a curveball. So how are you able to stay above the fray? How are you able to keep pushing and stay upbeat and positive?
I mean, I'm such an eternal optimist, and I feel like life is all about roller coasters. Nothing is ever, I wasn't like born with this house. I had humble beginnings. I'm a straight shooter from New York City. I live in San Diego now, but, I grew up on welfare, and it's amazing what you can do. So I'm definitely a person that comes from, you can overcome adversity, no matter what. I don't want to hear it. No excuses. And I used to be a school teacher, and those kids still call me because I push them to no end, because there's no excuse. I don't want to, I'll never, you just got to keep going. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep going. Don't worry about these setbacks. They're just temporary things. Setbacks are temporary. And what did you learn from the darn setback? What could you do differently? Always ask yourself, because it doesn't come easy. None of this comes easy. It's like, what are you going to put out in the world? Why should people follow you? Why you? Why should I listen to you? Think about what your message is and where you want to go with that. And what's going to set you apart is when you're true and authentic to yourself. And, with Brody, it was an opportunity to teach my other 4 kids. Look, this kid is in the spotlight. This is what we're going to do. He's going, and I'm going to align myself, like what LeeAnne said, I'm going to align myself with charities and things like that, because he's actually making money, which is insane to me at 5 years old, you know. But I'm able to teach the kids, you know, Brody, you're doing these videos because you're making people that are depressed happy. Okay. They love you. You're the light in this madness that we're dealing with. For some reason, you've got all these people. So, and then, you know, when you're making money, we're going to align it with kids that can't eat. So then you're going to take a percentage of this and we're going to feed people. And then we go to the bank, and I'm teaching them all lessons of how life works so that they could become better humans in the world. So I hope that answered the question.
Yes, that was amazing. And I love it too, because some people look at things as setbacks, but really they're stepping stones. You know,
yes.
So I always look at things in life like this. Whenever you're going through something really hard, think about working out. When you first get into the gym, you're sore, your body hurts, but those muscles have to tear in order to rebuild and grow, and for you to then be stronger. And
I
then
agree.
You start getting into that rhythm, and you're like, okay, I can keep doing this. So that's what those setbacks are meant for, so that you can continue to grow. So I love that. Yeah.
Thank you, Monique. And don't you think, like, manifest too, like manifest bigger?
Yeah.
If you think it's going to happen, just keep manifesting, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Dory, how have you found your voice, your own voice, to be important in what you do?
That's a great question. I feel like it's tricky because I'm in entertainment news, and so it's not like as hard hitting as like when I used to write more hard news where it was like, oh, somebody like died from blah, 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 you know? But I feel like right now within entertainment, there's this adjustment that we're making because of everything that's happening in COVID, because of the political unrest with Black Lives Matter and the Stop Asian Hate. And so we are amplifying movements now, which is so important. I feel like that's just one way we can help to raise awareness. Like big brands like People or Us Weekly or whatever, what have you, just putting that out there, those good messages. I feel like that just says something that puts the statement out there, like these are the things we need to be also looking at too. You know, it's not just always the light, which is great, but you know, sometimes we really do have to like take a look at those harder issues and reevaluate things. And I've been able to luckily had the opportunity to cover stuff like this during that time and, you know, help amplify that. And I've also taken it over to my social platforms as well and have posted stuff about Black Lives Matter, about COVID, about Stop Asian Hate. It's all just important stuff, and it's just the least I can do, you know?
No, I love that, and I appreciate that because it allows people to see that there's more to it. We can be entertained, but there's still something that we need to push through with our message, and I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. LeeAnne, what advice can you give to viewers who are watching right now in regards to managing your life and your career? Being that you're coming from the housewives world, I know we both know firsthand, anybody behind a camera putting out your life and everything else, they don't realize how much time that really takes and consumes. And it's very hard to manage. So how have you been managing life and your career even now?
Super easy for me. I literally make lists, like a list everywhere on my desk. There's notepads. There's I have notepads on the wall of things, and I section my life out as far as like every category that I do. If it's collaboration, I'll work on that for 15 minutes, and then if I do this, I work on that, and I just really kind of segment it out so that I don't miss anything. But I will say the one thing that keeps me going more than anything is to stay positive. And the best trick I can give you for that is make your passcode to get into your computer something that motivates you. Right now, mine is believe in yourself. Back in the hard times, it was faith in God. And just make it, you need to hear that week, that month. Change your password a lot because you're talking to yourself every time you get that in. And how many times a day do you do that?
Yeah, that's genius. I like it.
I love it.
Thank you so much. This was an amazing panel. I feel like we've hit a lot of different topics. I know we're going to motivate some people. So this has been great. And I think really what we also have to remember is let's keep supporting each other. Let's keep motivating each other. Especially when we have others in the same field. not looking at people as competition, but looking at how we can do this together. How can we make it bigger, really reach more people in the community? So I'm really excited. And before we go, I'm sorry, Megan, before we go, I do want to say, Ashley Peterson was on earlier. I watched some of the panel then. She's amazing. She's a friend of mine. And I'm actually wearing her Elizabella Cosmetics tonight, my lip. So if you like my lip, make sure y'all visit her booth. Nice. I'm actually wearing Naomi.
Ooh.
This is her stick, her lipstick. And then I put it with the Candy Dish lip gloss.
Oh, nice.
And I lined my lip with her Cabaret.
Ooh.
So this is what I use tonight. It's from Elizabella Cosmetics. So make sure y'all check out her booth and everybody else who has a booth tonight, and support the Modern Day Wife, because what they're doing is amazing. So
thank you, Monique. And I'm so glad that you had some of her products with you, because I know Megan and I were both wanting to shout it out. So I'm so glad you could share that. I'm like, it looks very vibrant on you. It's perfect.
Thank you. I've been using her lipsticks and glosses for years.
Yes.
So yeah, she has some great products. Yes.
Ooh, I'm going to order some myself. And thank you, ladies. You were all amazing. And I definitely love what you said, Monique. It really is about supporting one another. We actually made a fun shirt. I put it on while you guys were chatting. Monique came up with it, actually. This saying is want it, do it, own it. And it's a collab with Modern Day Wife and her company, Not for Lazy Moms. So I'm like, you guys can also order this from our website tonight if you're interested in wearing it. But it's just a fun thing we want to do together, because we're like, let's support each other, right? Let's help each other when we can. Let's do more. You know, the world is a better place when we actually have everyone involved, and we're all here together, so we might as well make it good, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, ladies.